A single spaceship in a huge galaxy and you're the captain. There are pirates, enemies and other dangers out there, and if you get destroyed, that's it. Game over, clean slate, back to the start. This is Breachway and I'm going to tell you more about it. Believe me, this game is going to be awesome. Think Slay the Spire meets Faster Than Light. That sounds like a lot of fun, doesn't it? And I know what you're thinking. This deck building genre has been beaten to death since 2017 with the crazy success Slay the Spire had. Heck, pretty much a whole new genre was born with it. So while I do understand the concern, Breachway isn't just another similar game. I mean, look at it. Check how cool these spaceships look. And yes, they're 3D. You can rotate them and zoom in. At least a little bit. The weapons mounted are also rendered, so changing those also reflects the visuals. And while we're talking about visuals, for me personally, the weapon effects when firing are one of the best, if not the best part in the game. I mean, the idea of launching a rocket at another enemy spaceship sounds awesome, right? But when you actually play the card, you see the missile leaving paired with the sound, it just feels different. Even better when it finally lands and hits the target on the following turn. Yes, it takes 2 turns to hit with a missile, 1 to launch and another to hit, but that's just part of the game mechanics, I'll get to that later. Breachway is still under development by Edgeflow Studio and is being published this year, 2024, full release by our good friends at Hooded Horse. However, depending on when you're watching this video, there's a chance there's a public demo available on Steam, which you can grab and try out. I definitely recommend you do. It's not long, but you get to choose between 3 different starting spaceships and play through a whole area and a boss fight. Find a link in the description below. While you're there, remember to click that subscribe button. More videos with awesome games like this one coming. You get to fight the boss, but first you need to get there. It's also not as easy as one could expect. There's a little bit of a learning curve for you to understand all of the game mechanics, and then you kind of also need to optimize your spaceship and be lucky with your run. I had played another older version of the demo and it still took me 4 different runs to be able to beat that demo boss. Pretty much like Faster Than Light as well, you start off by selecting an available spaceship of your choice. I really hope the devs eventually let us rename them, maybe even our crew. I'd love to have some further customization of the spaceship, like changing colors or having different skins. Even if they're somewhat limited. Maybe even locked behind achievements or secrets, who knows? I hope you get something like that. All spaceships are distinct and they start with different types of weapons and utility. The relationship level with the 4 available factions you'll encounter is also different. You will probably be familiar with the types, it's nothing new. We'll have your missiles, your flaks, your railguns, your lasers and so on. And for the utility and auxiliary systems, you'll have shield generators, resource boosters or augmenters, hacking, etc. What they all have in common is that every piece of equipment will have cards associated. All these cards together then will form your deck. It's actually much more straightforward than it seems, you'll see. You have 3 different types of resources: ordnance, energy and mass. Your ship will generate them every turn in combat, but it's up to you to upgrade or choose where to allocate those resources. Very similar to Faster Than Light if you've played it. You select the spaceship and then you move to the map. Each point here can have an event or not. Remember when I talked about faction relationships before? Yep, they play a role in these events as well. You'll have your usual dialogues where a choice is offered and you can get some credits out of it, aka money. Or maybe even a new weapon or utility piece. You also have stations where you can repair or trade, but more often than not, you'll have combat. The best part of the game and where you get to test the deck you've been slowly building. Why slowly building, you might ask? Because whenever you win one of these battles, you get to pick a card to be added to your deck. I'm not going to do a deep dive into all the mechanics that go into it because I think I would need a much longer video. Nevertheless, don't forget this is still a demo and this preview you're seeing might not be the final version when Breachway releases. The combat scene is also very simple to understand. Your ship is always on the left and the enemy on the right side. You'll have all the necessary information regarding hull, hit, shield, and so on in the bottom left as well as your deck. The draw and cooldown card piles. Next to this, you can see the resource management. Cards need resources to be played, but these are very well indicated with a color and a symbol. The way you play cards is by simply selecting them and dragging them into the play area. It really depends on the type of the card though. As an example, a shield card must be played onto your spaceship, but a weapon attack card should be dragged to the enemy side. Just as a side note, lasers can directly target enemy assets, therefore, you'll have to drag them directly into their cards to play them instead. And by the way, I love laser weaponry. It was the weapon type I did best with and managed to get that boss down. No spoilers here, but I needed much more than only relying on a single weapon to do it though. There are also persistent effects and upkeep conditions and a lot of other smaller mechanics that go into it. You'll have to figure it all out when playing. I wouldn't say it's simple, but I also wouldn't go as far as qualifying it as a complicated game. Not at all. At the end of the day, this is still a regular turn-based deck building game where you learn by playing, getting to know synergies and more importantly by making mistakes. When you think of these types of games, you expect a lot of replayability value and difficulty. In Breachway, you have that, but I can see so much more. All the sound is great, all the effects and the particles are awesome. The choices in those events as you travel can make or break a run. But the cherry on the top is really the combat. Striking the enemy until his spaceship blows up into tiny pieces is what makes it go to the next level. Breachway has been for a while on my radar and it keeps getting more polished and better as development moves. I can't wait to get my hands on it when it launches. If this video opened your appetite for sci-fi deck building, I suggest you go and watch this one on Metroplex Zero. This one is released and ready to be played. If you like this video, do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, have a great day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye!